tell you about a term that actually came to me in a dream. For some reason, sometimes in dreams, my vocabulary is a little better than in real life. But the term that came to me was PTSD. And it's not post-traumatic stress disorder. It's post-traumatic society disorder. I mean, we're inundated with the lies, the deception, all the crap every day. It's tough. We're all suffering from it. And that encompasses it. It's a post-traumatic society disorder. And we're all suffering. Everybody as Americans.
No, you're right. And this is the learned helplessness where they apply more and more and more pressure until in the animal studies and human studies, we just give up, roll over, and give up. And that's the goal. Just give up, let the robots roll out, buy your goods from Apple with the suicide nets at their factories, forced abortion, it's trendy, it's liberal. Look, Al Gore wore different color socks, it's okay. You know, robot sentries are here to help. Take your GMOs, we love you, we love you, we love you. Forced abortion is good, infanticide is good. Euthanizing old people's good. Death panels for vets is good. Humanity's trash. The only way you have value is to agree to that and join the anti-human exterminist team. Then you'll be a winner. Then you'll at least feel like you're on the bandwagon before we destroy you. This is their plan.
Exactly. And the only way to break out of that is just to be the best example that you could be. Detoxify your body, detoxify your mind, and be an example for the people in your community. I mean, I got to tell you, I'm the triple threat. I'm an Arab American. I'm a United States Army veteran, and I'm a libertarian. You want to talk about being demonized? It's incredible. But we can't get bogged down with that. What we have to do is just be the best example in the purest form moving forward so the people around you gravitate towards you. I mean, that's the only way I can see it at this point.
I'm sorry, one of my producers just walked in. Absolutely. Great point you're making, sir.
Yeah, I mean, it's strange. Being an Arab American, being a veteran, and also being a libertarian, I'm under attack all the time. Whether it's the community not understanding the Arab culture due to the deception and propaganda that's pushed on TV and the current wars and the rest of it. Being a veteran, we all know how they're under attack, which I am, and also being a libertarian. From all fronts, we're under attack, and I just feel like that all the time. But like I said, just be the best example moving forward. And nobody can really tell you.
Exactly. The best way to take out, and I appreciate your call, sir, God bless you. The best way to take out your opposition is to lead it. And the globalists have gone in the Middle East for at least 60 years, really 100, and have tried to put the most radical, out-of-control people in who have taken a system. When you look at Syria and you look at Persia, and you look at Lebanon, and you look at Jordan, I mean, this is where mathematics and writing and super high IQ people live, and they've had long histories of different levels of freedom. And then you look at who they put in charge, it is the most radical. And the plan is to build up an enemy, let them kill a bunch of people, and then wipe them out as well. But you have to understand, it's the same plan here. It's like with the militias. They would send feds out in the early 90s. This has all been declassified. You can look it up, congressional hearings, and create militia groups and lead them and have them say racist stuff and have them go out and be on TV and things to then demonize the idea of the militia that's totally constitutional and good because the globalists knew that there was a threat from that. Just like they knew that revolution was coming in the Middle East for liberty, so the globalists went in and triggered it and put radical jihadis in instead of moderates and secular folks and people that want civilization so that they could lead the revolutions and wreck the society. They knew a revolution was coming against the big banks looting us, so they wanted to make it left-wing so conservatives would reject it and back Wall Street no matter what they did. So they created the radicalized socialist, communist, Occupy Wall Street movement, radicalized it, police shipped drugs in. This came out in mainstream news. We first broke it. In Minnesota and other areas, giving them drugs so they could then say, you know, in their surveillance tapes, look, they're a bunch of drug addicts, to bring the homeless in, to then demonize the idea of being against banker bailouts. And then Homeland Security, when they were done with them, had a 36-city SWAT raid on them, arresting people with plans to even shoot the leaders if they were given orders to do so. So then they set the precedent on total martial law, shoot to kill, 007, Nazi-style garbage, all off a psyop they wound up to begin with. So people go, why aren't you for Occupy? Because I identified it. We went and had in the Fed rallies in 3 cities in Texas. And in San Antonio and Dallas, the Occupy people were totally mad communist and were mad that we were there protesting the private Federal Reserve and were demonizing us. It wasn't us demonizing them. We were nice. We were there to say, hey, Wall Street isn't bad. Select mega banks inside of it that are above the law are the ones that are bad. Because it's not just banks are good or banks are bad. It's that you've got mega banks that are above the law, don't pay taxes, run the regulations, that get your tax money and bailouts. Look at who funds the gun control groups, the victim disarmament groups, the enslavement groups. Look at who funds the open borders. Look at who funds the GMO. It's literally 6 banks. Wells Fargo, headed up by Warren Buffett. Bank of America, European-owned. Of course, called Bank of America, so the Federal Reserve is called Federal. J.P. Morgan Chase, right at the top, Goldman Sachs, and then 2 consortiums that form one big bank in Europe. We're talking 6 big banks.
This hour brought to you by InfidelBodyArmor.com. When it hits the fan, don't be left without the body armor that will save your life. With prices starting at just $374.99 and ships free. Get yours at InfidelBodyArmor.com. Just won't quit.
Hi, Ted Anderson with Midas Resources. Is it time to convert paper 401ks and IRAs to solid gold and silver yet? Get our 10 Reasons book free. Call 800-686-2237. That's 800-686-2237.
Our big story. Gun owners react as politicians continue to ban high-capacity magazines state by state.
I think that these weapons ought to be stopped.
Magazine restrictions have already happened in 9 states. Staffed with formal special operations personnel, GunMagWarehouse.com is the only company that specializes in gun magazines. GunMagWarehouse.com has the largest selection of the magazines you should stock up on. Go now to GunMagWarehouse.com before it happens in your state. Get it before you regret it.
Question: could too many GMO foods and toxins be overloading your digestive and immune systems? Answer: yes. If you're searching for a powerful detox that's gentle enough to use every day, use Pro-EM1 from Teraganix. Pro-EM1 is a powerful liquid probiotic that uses good bacteria to suppress pathogens and gently eliminate toxins from your body. A healthy digestive system will cleanse and remove toxins, support weight loss, improve absorption of food nutrients, and aid in controlling yeast and other infections. Pro-EM1 is made with only non-GMO and certified organic ingredients, has no preservatives, and is dairy, soy, wheat, and gluten-free. Pro-EM1 is the key to your digestive health. Order Pro-EM1 Daily Probiotic Cleanse at Teraganix.com, spelled Teraganix.com, or call toll-free 866-369-3678. That's 866-369-3678. Also available through Amazon Prime. Pro-EM1 from Teraganix. Life's getting better.
Curious about what comes next? Next is the feeling of vulnerability you get after you arrive home to discover your house has been ransacked by burglars. Fool the bad guys with a new improved fake TV. You asked for it, we listened, and we made our new fake TV 3 times brighter than our previous model. The brightness of our new fake TV is equivalent to a 40-inch TV. It simulates the color and motion of a real TV while you're away from home. And when burglars think someone is home watching television, they're likely to pass your house and move on to an easier target. The new, brighter Fake TV is only $39.95 and includes free shipping. Go to faketv.com or call 1-877-5-FAKE-TV. That's 877-532-5388. Or go to faketv.com. Fake TV, the burglar deterrent.
Just up on Infowars.com, Kurt Nimmo expands on a story that broke a few days ago. Health and Human Services readies U.S. hospitals for Ebola. States, though, are continue to be kept in the dark about severity of the often fatal disease. Continuing with your phone calls here in just a moment, I mentioned how our nation can survive basic corruption. It can survive all sorts of stuff. But when you have predatory, traitorous evil that wants to extinguish all opposition to the point of extinguishing all prosperity, like North Korea has done, when something's that dark, it's got to be resisted. It will destroy everything. You join with this. You join with pure evil, is the point I'm getting at. And Cicero, who was a member of the Roman Senate, and of course, tried to stop Caesar's takeover, was also a historian. He wrote this, or actually spoke this in the Roman Senate. And this applies to the whole ruling class here, because that's who you are. You're the plague. A nation can survive its fools and even the ambitious, but it cannot survive treason from within. An enemy at the gates is less formidable, for he is known and carries his banner openly. But the traitor moves amongst those within the gate freely. His sly whispers rustling through all the alleys, heard in the very halls of government itself. For the traitor appears not a traitor. He speaks in accents familiar to his victims, and he wears their face and their arguments. He appeals to the baseness that lies deep in the hearts of all men. He rots the soul of a nation. He works secretly and unknown in the night to undermine the pillars of the city. He infects the body politic so that it can no longer resist. A murderer is less to fear. The traitor is the plague. That was said, I think, at about 41 BC, right before he got killed in 43 BC. With a sword down between the shoulder blade into the heart. Executed. I forget, did he survive Caesar, and was it Mark Antony had him killed? History's a fascinating thing. The more you learn of it, the more it just all conflates together. But very interesting picture emerges when you look at the current state we're in, and you can tell this thing's going viral. The tyranny's growing like a metastasizing blob. Following Julius Caesar's death, Cicero became an enemy of Mark Antony. Yeah, he's the one that killed him. In the ensuing power struggle, attacking him in a series of speeches. He was proscribed as an enemy of the state by the Second Triumvirate and consequently killed in 43 BC. Well, my memory serves. All right, let's jam another call before we go to break. Jeffrey, I'm sorry, we went to you instead of somebody else. That's why we skipped you. Jeffrey in Michigan, go ahead. Thanks for calling.
Thanks for taking my call. I'm the writer of the article up on InfoWars right now called Doctors and Nurses Hear the Tipping Point in the Vaccine Fraud.
Yes, good job.
Thank you. I wanted to just say we are at a tipping point, and CNN attempted a couple days ago, or about a week ago, tried to double down on the fraud and say vaccines do not cause autism. And what happened was mothers and fathers with autistic kids mobilized and started a YouTube campaign, much like the soldiers did when we tried to go into Syria. The soldiers started a campaign, and they did YouTubes and pictures and said, I did not enlist to fight on the side of Al-Qaeda at the time they were called. And it backed off that war. And we can back this. We can force an investigation. We can force the issue now. It's up to the doctors. The mothers and fathers daily are continuing to post these pictures and these videos up there with
That's
their
right.
kids.
Not only is CNN and the rest of the collaborator media not reported on 2 CDC whistleblowers, one of them who authored the study admitting they were basically ordered to lie about it and it was tripling autism, obviously. Instead of reporting that, whistleblowers are coming out, they doubled down and said, vaccines are perfect, never hurt anybody. We'll tell that to all the dead kids in Syria that just got shot up with the UN vaccines. Stay there. I'm going to come back to you, Jeffrey, then Truth Man, Truth Raider, Terry, Ashley, and others. And then John McAfee's coming up on the secret cell phone towers that
Genesis
are really no secret at all.
Network.
In the near future.
When you realize how fake it all is, the football, the basketball.
Alert. Security alert. This is Homeland Security. Analysis. InfoWars building independent media operations.
Let the worst people get control and tell us that we are the ones responsible.
Prime directive. Discredit Alex Jones.
Jones is the wildly popular conspiracy theorist.
A popular conspiracy theory talk show called InfoWars.
Alex Jones is now in an Austin jail.
These people are assaulting us.
Targeting of patriots engaged.
They are never going to stop. They're never going to deviate from their program until we stop them.
Block free iPhone app at Infowars.com. Block free podcast and video feed. Imperative. Destroy Prison Planet TV.
You gotta set your eye on the enemy, not worry about what propaganda they put out. Intellectually, it's begun and you can feel it.